Hello everybody, my name is Hafriz Shah from poltan.org, and here we have the new Porsche Panamera Sport Turismo here in Malaysia. The second generation Panamera isn't exactly new. It was launched in our market earlier in 2017. But this is the one that a lot of people have been waiting for, the Sport Turismo. The shooting brake model is more spacious and more practical inside, but most importantly for me, it looks a hell of a lot better than the standard model. The Panamera is already a huge improvement over the awkward original model, but this one takes it to a whole new level. This will be launched sometime in 2018 in Malaysia, and prices have not been announced just yet. But as a rough estimate, the standard Panamera starts from just around 900,000 ringgit for the base model, going up to 1.5 million ringgit for the turbo model. Of course, this is with tax, but as usual with Porsche Malaysia, it's before options. Malaysian customers will get a choice of 3 engines. At the bottom is a Panamera 4 with a 3-litre V6 turbo engine with 330 horsepower. And then you get the Panamera 4e Hybrid with a 2.9-litre twin-turbo V6 with a plug-in hybrid system. This makes 462 horsepower with an all-electric range of 51 kilometers. The Turbo Sport Turismo gets a 4-litre twin-turbo V8 with 550 HP. It also makes 770 Nm of torque delivered from under 2000 RPMs. 0 to 100 is done in just 3.6 seconds, and top speed is over 300 km per hour. This has supercar performance right here. All models get an 8-speed PDK dual-clutch transmission, sending power to all 4 wheels. Top speed, however, is achieved in 6th gear. Gear 7 and 8 are there for better fuel economy and better cruising ability. And in fact, even the turbo model is claimed to do over 10 km per litre. The one we have here is the Panamera Turbo Sport Turismo with a lot of options fitted. These include full LED adaptive headlamps, a full sport design body kit, and massive 21-inch wheels. This may be designed to fit the whole family inside, but it's still a Porsche, so it's more of a sports car rather than mere transport. So for better handling, it has fully adjustable, fully adaptive air suspension system, electronically controlled anti-roll bar system, and a 4-wheel steering for better agility and stability. You also get huge 6-spot brakes as standard. At the back, you get much sexier body lines here, and at the top, there's a fully integrated active rear spoiler. But you get the same spoiler for all Sport Turismo model. The standard Panamera Turbo has a much cooler active rear spoiler. The Porsche Panamera has always been a nice place to be in, but the second generation model is that much better. Gone is the busy area of buttons in the center console, replaced by touch-sensitive buttons here. But all buttons have got a haptic feedback to it, so you still have tactile feedback when you press all the buttons. The main event is the big screen in the middle. This 12.3-inch touchscreen is very easy to use. All the buttons are laid out properly, and the coolest part here is the aircon vents because you control them through the touchscreen. This obviously is over-engineering on Porsche's part, but I think it's really cool. As for quality, as you'd expect, it's absolutely brilliant. Everything is flawless to the touch, and you can really feel that this is a high-quality cabin. The instrument panel stays true to Porsche's design ethos. There's an analog ref counter in the middle, flanked by 2 7-inch screens. As options, you can get the Sport Chrono Central meter with a drive mode switch, as well as 18-way front adjustable front seats. For audio, a 14-speaker Bose system is standard, but for audiophiles, you can get a 21-speaker Burmester high-end 3D system with an active subwoofer. But there's still the usual Porsche drawbacks. It still insists on using a turn knob instead of a push start button, and the driver footwell is quite narrow, especially for right-hand drive models. As for smartphone integration, there's only Apple CarPlay but no Android Auto. The bigger difference for the Sport Turismo is in the back here. As you can see, there's just a lot more headroom. If I was sitting in the standard Panamera, my head will be almost touching the headliner if I were to sit up straight. Here, no problems there. Legroom is quite good. You get more legroom than, say, a Mercedes-Benz E-Class. But as before, the footwell is still quite narrow and fairly cramped, and the center armrest is still not fully thought out. Also new to the Sport Turismo is this center console here. Gone is the touchscreen of the old model, and you now get a normal manual aircon vents instead. This is to accommodate the rear bench of this seat. Porsche says this is more of a 4+1 rather than a full 5-seater because this is clearly meant for kids or just short journeys. You can still use this car as a full 5-passenger vehicle, but the person sitting in the middle will have to straddle this massive center tunnel here, and it's not very comfortable. If you were to sit 3 abreast in the back here, this is purely for short journeys because it's not very comfortable. Options for the rear include these 2 Android tablets which are detachable, and they also come with their own wireless Porsche branded headphones. As for the boot, the Panamera Sport Turismo offers 520 litres of space. That's just 20 litres more than the standard model, but the whole boot is now much bigger, much more usable in terms of shape. The load lip is also lower, so you don't have to lift things all that high. Of course, you can also fold the rear seats down through remote switches, opening up to over 1,500 litres of space. Finally, this Panamera is properly practical and spacious. So that's it for our first look of the new Porsche Panamera Sport Turismo in Malaysia. When it comes out next year, I think this should be the new normal for the Panamera. It looks better, it's more practical inside, and it's just that much more desirable than before. But over to you, what do you think? Would you get the standard Panamera or the Sport Turismo? Let us know in the comments below. This is me, Afrisha from portan.org. Thank you for watching.